Gentlemen, in reviewing the conduct of this engagement, certain observations are indicated which may be of help to us in our future battles. I've jotted down those which are the most apparent to me. We found that our own aircraft scouts' 2 reports on the location, composition, course, and speed of the enemy were phenomenally accurate. The task force commander's plan and doctrine were well known by his cruiser and destroyer captains through frequent conferences and tactical exercises. With a favorable tactical situation obtaining, Destroyer Division 45 was immediately released after contact in the expectation of achieving surprise. A policy of immediate destroyer attack requires A, that the destroyers be ready for attack, and B, that the attack be initiated at the first favorable opportunity after contact. No weapon that can inflict early and continuous damage on the enemy should be held in reserve. Our position at the time of contact was favorable for sending both destroyer groups into the attack on either bow of the enemy simultaneously had the commander of destroyer's left flank obtained an earlier torpedo solution. His slight delay was due to his greater distance from the enemy. In view of the darkness of the night, the very brief period of training that Destroyer Division 46 had enjoyed in other than screening formations, and the intention of the OTC to maneuver his cruisers radically by simultaneous ship's movements, it was desirable to send in this division as quickly as possible before it became disorganized. The early initiation of a determined torpedo attack may result in the disabling of vital units and render the enemy a much easier target for gunfire. In this battle, as in so many others, the light forces wound up a melee. Such a dispersed melee is not surprising in a night engagement. It's rather to be expected in the type of naval warfare we are experiencing. It's therefore all the more urgent that task force commanders give it intensive consideration with the idea of developing a technique and doctrine which will make it possible to press a pursuit and mop up without having the units get out of hand, get lost, cover the same area or target unnecessarily, interfere with each other, or mistake a friend for an enemy and fire on him. Our very success in putting the enemy to flight in night action has introduced this difficult tactical problem. This difficulty is enhanced in proportion to the number of our own and enemy ships which are disabled, and in leaving formation create additional pips on the radar screen. The tracking of own groups becomes at times as important as the tracking of enemy groups. There's a tendency to lose track of groups who go off the radar screen at short scale. Plotted points must be joined, labeled, and direction of motion indicated by arrows. Otherwise, a plot becomes a meaningless mass of hen scratches. For instance, the 46th Division divided from attack on the central enemy group. Division 45 tracked 46, believing it to be enemy. Division 45 passed up an enemy target smoking, thinking it to be friendly. Division 45 fired on Spence. These mistakes, understandable under the difficult conditions then encountered, can be avoided by tracking methods that ensure all forces are continuously tracked and the application of positive identification methods in confused situations, both very difficult during battle. Most communications were by TBS, except for some use of the secondary frequency for ships outside the TBS range. The restrictions necessitated by wartime radio operations have bred a new generation of radio men who rely more and more on voice frequency with consequent loss of efficiency. Training on key circuits should be carried out at every opportunity. Many failures result from the proper authority not getting the word. These failures frequently occur because of misunderstanding due to new men and to lack of standard phraseology.